And we are live.
Awesome.
What is going on, everybody? I know that at this point we're probably not talking to anybody, but we will wait for y'all to tune in. And then we will talk about a few things, see what you guys got going on, tell you about what we have going on. And man, you know something I need to add to my list of things to do upon the many things now that I'm looking at this. I keep forgetting about it. But once we start having some people tune in, we'll have them let us know whether or not the video is still choppy, because I just adjusted it. So I think I need to do some test runs privately streaming just to see how they are, because like on the other computer, maybe I just need to go back and look at the settings on the other computer.
Might help.
Yeah.
I was gonna say because hi Jason. He chimed in and I looked over and it was like 15 seconds before it said there was somebody watching. So just saying.
Hey, what's up, Jason?
JP.
It is. It's Monday again already. Jason told me, I don't remember what, it must have been on Instagram or something like that.
Right.
He said something along the lines of, if my I know what it was, the video that he saw, he commented on. He was like, if my ink buckets were that messy, I'd out myself. I was like, okay.
What?
He's like, I'd out myself if my ink buckets were that messy. So Jason must run a pretty clean, tight shop.
Every single shirt you own that we actually go out in now has ink.
Yeah. Well, we're constantly on the go. If I had the time to just kind of clean things up, and I don't know, it's like, okay, I finished this order, what's next? Let's go ahead and start tossing these screens on the press and get after the next thing.
All right, well, Chief Alot says that I'm on Android and you're loading shirts all choppy. But hey, Chief Alot, it's been a while.
Okay,
Hey,
well, that video, I don't know. Well, just let us know whenever we switch over. We're gonna go ahead and switch over so that way y'all can see us, and then
yeah, because we were running late.
About 5 minutes. Michelle didn't finish up until like 10 minutes ago.
If you're cleaning, you're not making money. Yeah, well, you know what? We're probably not making money paying the person that refuses to clean.
Yeah, if we had someone that wanted to clean, that'd be a whole other situation. But we're working that stuff out and got some plans in the works to potentially have Shannon, myself, and our two employees here full time. However, we'll see what the deal is with Michelle. I know Shannon and I talked about that, but we'll get into that here in a moment. Apollo, go lay out. And Apollo is just really biting the shit out of my hand. Okay, well, I'm gonna switch it over to the camera view of us. Shannon, let's do it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Let us know if this video is choppy. If it is, I tried working on fixing some of the settings. I guess I just need to go back to my other computer. I don't know. YouTube is kind of just bitching about the resolution size, and that just might be all it is. It's just kind of conflicting with YouTube. But anyhow, how was everybody's weekend? How was the work week? Anything come up? New clients? Big orders? New piece of equipment? Let us know in the chat. Let us know what's been going on around y'all's shop, and we'll just kind of tell you guys what we've been up to this past week.
Thank you, Jason.
And we'll also see what's going on in the chat for a little bit. If I can get Apollo to stop biting me for a second, so I can go over there and adjust Shannon's camera because the microphone is covering up her face.
That help?
Yeah, I'm gonna adjust it. It was fine. Did you? Oh, you sat down. That's what it is. I know you are. I know you are. Here, I'm gonna lower your microphone. Let's put it over this way. What are you doing? Okay. So a little bit about our week. This week was busy as usual. Usual orders from some of our regulars, some new clients as well. We've had some new clients that smelled like they were at a dispensary and came in and sent us some work.
Oh, speaking of, I need to talk to you about one of them.
However, no, they're cool people. I don't mind it. Aside from when we run,
Business.
they're provided shirts through the conveyor. I'm like, damn, who's doing what? But anyways, this week has been pretty good. Quite busy. Just been grinding. Michelle's been doing her thing, helping out with the proofs and creating some cool pieces of.
2 weeks.
She's gonna be gone for. I thought it was just 1 week that she's gonna be gone.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to hire somebody else. Sorry, Michelle. I'm just kidding. Or just get Panda in here more. He'd come and help some more, and stop being such a lazy ass.
I don't really trust him.
Yeah.
Without supervision.
No.
He's like a toddler.
Apollo.
You have to always sort of keep an eye on him. But apparently JP got a Vastex.
I feel like he had not that he had mentioned that last show, but maybe I saw it on Instagram or something like that. Anyways, congratulations. It's
yeah, for sure.
a 6-color 6 station, right? If my memory serves me correct. Anyways, congratulations, man. That's really cool. Nothing like getting a new piece of equipment. It's very exciting, and then just the overall feeling. I know when I'd get a new piece of equipment, I'd set it up and I'd kind of just walk around and just kind of look at the space and just kind of appreciate the next step that what the growth that just went on, just even with the new piece of equipment. I mean, it is growth, and so congratulations. That's awesome. So what else we got going on in the chat, Shannon? Or should
I'm not
we
sure
just?
I broke it.
Oh, you broke it?
I broke the main thing. Hey!
No, Apollo. Stop biting my hand.
Okay,
Anyhow, so
hi, Matthew.
let me go over to the chat and see. Did you pull it back up, Shannon?
I've got the chat.
Is that a yes or a no?
I have the chat. Yes.
Oh, okay. Cool. Okay. Any questions at this moment, or?
No. I was just kind of going hi. Apparently the video is still choppy. Feels like it's watching a slideshow.
Okay. I apologize, guys. I looked into it
Oscar.
and adjusted it a little bit, and then what I really need to do is just do some tests, basically live streams that are private. I mean,
I feel like we've
doing
had this
this
conversation for a year.
yeah. I mean, you get the settings good, and then if anything changes for whatever reason, like say for instance, when I do some of the videos that I put up on YouTube that require a shot of the screen, I have to change the settings in OBS to do a screenshot, because I've tried multiple ways of recording the screen, and the one way I thought, I'm like, oh yeah, this is a way towards where I don't have to fool with OBS anymore. And then like part of my video is missing, and now I'm like, crap. Well, I'm gonna have to go back and re-record what I just did, and I put, like an hour's worth of time into it, and half the video's gone. So I keep coming back to the OBS to record the desktop, and also so that way you guys can see me while I'm kind of explaining whatever it is I'm trying to show on the desktop. So I need to do a little more research into what's going to make OBS work best, and then how I can go about recording some of these tutorials on the desktop, because I plan on doing some more Illustrator design style type of tutorials. I was kind of hoping to be able to record some of the stuff that I've been working on as far as this catalog design for what will be kind of a more elaborate. Well, for one, we've never had a catalog together, and then two, I think it will help really just kind of put all of our terms, conditions, or conditions of operation, whatever you want to call it, how we kind of work things, because there's been some things that we've been letting slide, and we've been pushing certain things. Like, say, for instance, getting a mock-up without any kind of order. A lot of times we would do that just to kind of secure something. And it just depends on what it is, really. I mean, if we feel like we have the job in the bag and it's a good size order, then what's 10-15 minutes of our time. But then there's clients of ours out there that have some of the smaller orders, and they're just kind of wanting to see something, and then they want to go back and forth. So it's those kind of things. And then I would like to say what some of those other things are, but I don't want to really put anybody on blast. But it's just kind of really to make sure that we're like all on the same page, and there's no surprises when it comes to the final invoice and all that. So I think this catalog will really help define that, and then also it will give people more of an idea what to expect as far as, if they don't want to pay for an art fee for us to put together a proof, then maybe that's something they can provide and have all the details ready to go, so that way, because time is money, and if we're having to constantly like extract information out of somebody and sending art back and forth, proofs and all that stuff, it can take up a lot of time, which is why there's a lot of times when someone wants to provide shirts, and technically someone providing shirts falls into the contract portion of it, but really we've been just considering it. Some clients, it's just a regular order, but they're providing shirts. So I mean, we're still marking up the cost of the shirts, the profit that we would normally get, and it just really so it kind of will help define those terms as to who's a regular client and then who's going to be a contract client. And this catalog is really geared towards the contract screen printing side, because I think it will also not only be great for you guys, but it'll be great for us, because essentially I'm kind of working up some pricing and putting together this catalog and telling all the services that we do here in house, and what we'll charge on a contract level, meaning depending on, just hypothetically, you got X amount of shirts for us to print a design, and let's say it's a 4-color design and it's about 400 shirts. If you provide the shirts and then we screen print it, and this is hypothetical, I'm not like putting any pricing out there, but let's say it costs us, or we'll charge you $1 the print the shirts or whatever the case may be. Again, it just comes down to design and all that, and you end up providing the mock-up, the shirts, we print it. You're able to mark up the cost of your garments, whatever you want to mark them up. And we can even give you suggestions from our experience what the markup or what percentage to mark up the shirts to. And so it's going to entail all that. And I plan on putting a video out, just kind of announcing it. And so it's a combination of a catalog, and then not only that, it will be a web page where you guys can go in and submit your order information and all that. So I've just kind of really been trying to get all that done because I was talking to Jonathan on the phone. I don't know how to say his last name, but it starts with a Z, Zam something or another. Just as if he probably wouldn't be able to pronounce my last name anyways, but I think that the next step for us really is, or kind of what I want is just more help in general, like out in the shop. And I think in order to do that, doing some contract work and kind of testing the waters with that, doing some more of it would allow us to earn enough money for me to have someone out there helping more so than the help we do have. So and I feel like we're doing pretty well keeping up with our orders. However, counting on people.
No, what I feel like is you're doing really well following the schedule. I am kind of starting to already lose my mind, like trying to have enough hours in the day to readjust to like get the new orders and things like that. Like lately it's been hey, can we add more orders to this? Hey, I need it by this date. I'm like, and I'm just scheduling everybody for like 10 to 15 business days where I can fit them in the schedule. And then they make adjustments to it. And I feel like on my part, like I dream about work. You want to know why I'm sick? Because I don't even relax when I'm sleeping. It's probably what it is.
I daydream about it, but I don't think I ever really dream about it.
Oh, I dream about it every single night.
It's
like
normally
I get stressed
about
out. I get stressed out in my dreams, and then I wake up. I'm like, have I gotten everything right? And then I have to go back and I have to check it and be like, did I actually cross all my T's, dot my I's, all that thing? But we've been keeping up very well with the orders that I've given you. And then every now and then I kind of shuffle one around and be like, hope he doesn't notice.
I do, because I mean, if we're on a production schedule and I'm like,
well, sometimes I realize, like it needs to be done before it needs to be, like, I had a schedule done because, like, you told me in the beginning, the way you trained me was put it 2 weeks to, hi, Apollo, to 15 business days. And I would just do that. And then all of a sudden, they add some new information of, oh, by the way, I need that. Like, I'm going to get you the size order number 2 days before we need it. And I'm just like, hell. And,
well,
so I feel like I'm going a little crazy on my end, but you've been very good about following. I will say that.
I think that's probably, so the whole catalog thing too, it not only is it going to, I think it's just going to be helpful in general, so that way we can send it to new clients and just kind of be like, here is our catalog, and here's how we operate our business. And if you need something sooner, or like, say for instance, if the proof isn't approved, we haven't sent a down payment, or they haven't sent a down payment, and or if it's a contract client and they're providing shirts and we don't have any of that and they're expecting it by a certain deadline, like 7 to 10 business day turnaround, or depending on our workload, sometimes 5 to 7, or even up to the 15 business days. They need to understand how we do things around here.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I'm not going to mention their name, but a couple of our contract clients dumped some stuff on us at the last minute and kind of expected us just one of them we did because this particular client we love to death and has been going through a lot, but also the other just sometimes it's just a lack of just not planning well, really. And I can't say we're the best at planning. However, I feel like we're getting more on top of it with all of our systems in place. And I think every little bit that we keep implementing, like this catalog thing, I think will definitely help.
I agree, but I also think that it's important to, if a manager is nagging you to get an order done, like, no, this is important, it needs to be done, and you just keep going, it'll be fine, and then all of a sudden they blow up and I'm the one who has to deal with the flack. That's also something to keep in consideration. Like, the ones that I've been working really close to, a lot of times I feel like because you haven't been working with them, you kind of just put them in the back of your list of importance. And one of the things is it's my reputation, it's my face on the line on those, and so I need you to be like on board with me. And like I think sometimes it falls to the back of the totem pole, or falls to the bottom of the totem pole, like, so to speak.
I know exactly what you're talking about, what instance you're talking about.
Like several of them.
And I look at the calendar and you're like, why are you printing this order? I'm like, because it's on schedule for today. No, but they can wait. This needs to be done.
Yeah, but I even put into the notes, hard deadline, hard deadline, hard deadline.
Well, that's the notes. You don't see the notes. You need to put it in the title of the invoice.
If that's what I need to be doing, that's what I'll do.
Yeah, because unless you dig into those invoices, the production notes, I don't see that until it's like the day of on the calendar.
Don't you think maybe you should be looking into the notes or into the actual things and reading and reviewing, like, just to like make sure that you are caught up with everything that needs to be done, like, just so that we're not like talking on two different like planes.
That's why, in my opinion, that's why everybody has their tasks. Michelle's assigned, just give me 1 second. Michelle's assigned doing proofs and revising and resending any edits, creating artwork, and then as soon as all that's done, as soon as it's approved, then that's where I come in and I make sure that I'm getting the screen prep done. I coach Michelle on anything separation wise. So I don't know, because you're the one dealing with all that. So it's a matter of us having better communication. So I think one of the things that will help with that is in the title itself, not the production notes. Like the production notes are for like maybe special things, like this order is going to have maybe metallic ink or something like that. Like where it was, they had red metallic ink, and that would be a good place to put in the production notes rather than digging down. It's like, oh, well, crap.
This is the first time you're telling me this, because you actually, like, the first thing that you got on me for was like make sure that there actually had to be a description in just the title. And that's all I was knowing. And then I was following you around, going, "Hey, this is important. This is important," And you were like kind of like going, and then I'd say, "Hey, so where's that? Where's that order? It's supposed to be done tomorrow. It's scheduled for tomorrow. What are you doing with it?" And you'd be like, "I don't remember you telling me about that kind of thing."
I don't think we've
Are we fighting on camera?
No, we're not. We're having a business discussion. I don't think
we have a lot of questions, by the way.
I don't think we've revisited the new system that we've implemented since we first started it, and I was kind of like, okay, this is how this worked, and then we finally got comfortable with it. And I think we just both need to sit down and revisit it, and we can say, hey, this will help me, so that way I know whether it's a rush or what our needs are on both sides. That way we can communicate more thoroughly and make sure that we're both like on top of whatever it is, and on top of the jobs. Because what I really want to do is, and I don't want to fail at this or it make us look bad, is get a little more involved in the contract screen printing, and in particular for some of our viewers, to help them grow as well. Say for instance like Orange Star. So Orange Star stopped by this past week.
I missed my chance for a joke.
Which is really cool, and we got to talk, and we kind of got each other up to date what's going on, and just kind of a lot of us just talking about screen printing and whatnot. But he came to the conclusion. He was like, yeah, and I had even offered to him. I was like, if you want to use the press and you got a big order that comes up, man, you're more than welcome to use it. If you use, or if you just like swing a little money our way for electricity or whatever the case is. And he's like, no, I'll just do the contract printing thing with you guys. I was like, okay, that's cool. And so that really made me think that. So he's on a manual, and to do those larger jobs, I mean, there's quite a few shops and people that have manuals that just won't even consider doing the larger orders. And so that's where I would like to come in, and it'll help you guys make money, because then you can charge your regular price that you would normally charge, and then we would charge our contract screen printing prices. And which really, contract screen printing, what it comes down to is we're getting paid for our time, the overhead of the shop, plus some profit. And one of the blessings, I think, and one of the reasons I've been wanting to get an automatic, even if it's like a older used automatic, was I knew that, and I've seen for quite some time what some of these shops are charging. I'm like, how the hell do they charge that much and make any money? And then when we got the automatic, and I knew
Still
it.
not that $3.25 though.
What's that?
Still not that tree.
Is that like the
$3.25?
Is that like the Peppermint Dobies?
No, it would be no, it would be like, bring me a shrubbery if you want my castle.
You said tree 25?
Free T-shirt for anybody that recognizes that reference.
But what was the what were you saying about the I think you were trying to say 325 or something like that.
Yeah, like you were telling Orange Star about the people you were talking to, and they were like, well, I can get $3.25 or something per shirt.
Oh, well, he was saying, and I figured this was the case. It's not, that's not being screen printed here in the U.S. He's saying it, and more than likely is in Mexico. And to me, I was thinking it's probably
We've had
in China.
patches outsourced to Mexico.
Right, and one of the reasons he could do it is he outsourced it where the wage is less, and then he could mark it up. So, I mean, one of the things too is obviously we're screen printing it in the good old US and A. So, I mean, that's something that I don't know. I know, but I'm working on all these things, putting it together, and then we'll have a video out just kind of giving a rundown of everything and how it could potentially help some of you guys out there grow your business to the point to wherever you want to be. Or maybe you're happy where you're at and you just don't want to fuss with those big orders. Because some of our clients are business people that we've kind of grown our businesses at the same pace, and they decided to go a separate route and do just HTV, and they'll get one of those couple hundred orders, and they're like, y'all just print it, give me your contract pricing, provide the shirts, and then she'll charge her regular pricing and makes money off of it.
What?
You don't know who I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about, but I don't charge regular pricing. I charge her like full-on contract pricing. I charge her like what it would cost me to get the shirt and the freight, and then screens and.
Oh my god, were you even paying attention?
Regular pricing to me is if
That's what I was
a
saying,
guy walks
Shannon.
in and I told you we had to talk about this before we came in.
So what I was saying is we were charging contract pricing, so that way she can make money off of it too. There's some meat left on the bone for her to make money.
And the thing was, she wasn't actually asking for the contract pricing. That's just we decided on. She was like, I get that you were going to need to make some money off it. I would just like to make a little bit off of it too. And Matt's like, screw it. We'll just do contract pricing and you can pay for shipping. But anyways, we have a lot of questions.
Okay, go ahead. Let me go ahead and
Hi, Sin.
put it on over on the chatteroni. Man, I need to see where the hell Apollo went.
Oh, he went to go make friends with the neighbors, I'm sure.
Uh-oh. I didn't realize the front door.
And apparently Matt has left me, so I will be entertaining you for the next few minutes. My name's Delilah, and I hope you are all having a blessed day. And I just want to fill your love and life with joy. And if you have any requests for music, I will be sure to try to play them. I am actually imitating one of our radio DJs that I always make Matt listen to in the car, and he just bitches and moans the entire time. But it's okay because it's coming from a good place. And
Sorry, our shop doors were.
I just imitated. I just did the whole Delilah thing.
What's the Delilah thing?
Delilah.
Oh my lord! Really?
I didn't know what else to fill it with. As you go and get a brewski.
Just yeah, can't a man go get a cold beer?
Not
after
leaving me out here when you're the main talker, and like I'm only in there for yap space.
What do you? You can hold your own, Shannon. I mean, come on.
Yes, by imitating Delilah.
Oh, my lord.
Anyways.
I apologize that y'all had to hear that.
I thought we talked about this earlier, honey.
We're talking about Delilah. Anyways, I know how much I didn't mean to
Anyways,
bring up Delilah. Anyhow, so what we got going on in the chat?
Mark Menace, I'm going to just say Mark. He says, hey, Mikey, after running poly prints through the conveyor at proper temperature, and it still cracks after that. What method do you use in these situations?
So I prefer to use an ink company called One Stroke for our poly inks. Their inks are really good, and if, by the way, you happen to go and look them up and purchase some ink, just let them know that we sent you their way. But we tend to get One Stroke's ink, their MPT white, which has worked really well for us, and I think it cures around 265. I would say if it's cracking, it potentially could be the ink, or maybe you're just over curing it. I do know that the MPT white from One Stroke, you can cure it from a range of 265 on up to like 365, somewhere around there. So it's got a good margin of, you basically can't really over cure it. I mean, there's a point where you can get ink too hot and it starts bubbling up, and if it folds over on itself, it'll just stick. But yeah, I would give them a try, because I've tried lots of poly whites. The thing that really settled me in on was with One Stroke was just how creamy their white ink is. I've tried Unions, tried Rutland's, I've tried Fusion 180, which I just was not a fan of. Sorry, guys. Who else have I tried? QSC was another, and all those, anytime something polyester wise came up, even though the surface of polyester is so smooth to print on, and you can get some really great quality prints. I just loathed it because of the white base, and we use one strokes now. I think I'm not sure. I tried wheel flex during that point in time, but it's my understanding it might be Rutland and or wheel flex. I think most of them nowadays do have a barrier base. It's like a gray carbon base that will block the dye migration. So that might be another option. So that way you can use your regular inks on top of that. That carbon base will keep that dye migration from happening. So that might be something worth looking into as well. I think we need to look into that. That might be cool to have some of that on hand. But I'm kind of just been a fan of one strokes ink as of lately. So their ink's a little higher than what we normally pay. I think it's like 110 for a gallon plus shipping, and normally we pay about 65 for Wolflex Epic Amazing Bright White. So that's how I'd go about it. I don't know. Anytime ink cracks, it's just like, man, it's probably just the ink that you're using. So just maybe try a quality ink. And it might be a quality ink, the one you're using. I don't know, or at least name brand. What else we got going on, Shannon?
Okay, first off, Rybeat's not a fan of Akira, so can't get too excited about that. Jeffrey, well, Rybeats was talking. Rifey geeked out with me on anime, but I was unable to respond because I'm not a fan of the anime.
Oh, okay.
But Jeffrey was here, and he says, thank you so much for the tutorial. I can't talk. Thank you so much for the tutorials. He's learning so much. He has a question. How would a simulated process separation... What?
I was just saying thank you to...
okay. How would a simulated process separation look on a 160 mesh with a rip of about 35 LPI, give or take? Thank you.
It would look like... You know those old newspapers where the halftones were really exaggerated? It wouldn't be that bad, but 35 LPI isn't too awful. I think that let me see, let me do my... So generally, if you take your mesh and divide it by 4.5, that will give you the halftone that you can work with. Yeah, so 34.6. So you could round it up, like you're saying, 35. I know I have done halftones with... I've done it with the 110. I've done it with the 156. I tend not to... What is the reasoning behind using the 156? He said 156, right, Shannon?
He said 160.
160? Okay, yeah. But I don't know. I'm kind of curious as to why you would want to do simulated process on that low of a mesh count. Is it just because that is what you happen to have on hand? If so, I would say just go for it, try it. If it's your first time to do simulated process, then at least will be a learning experience. I know that when I first started doing it, I just kind of dived right in and would take on the orders, and then that would put the pressure on me to really try and make it happen. And to my surprise, the first time I did it, I was like, man, this looks pretty cool. And then you get those jobs at times where it's like, dang, this looks like crap. And even to this day, spot separation is a pretty difficult thing to master. And sometimes it takes me 2 or 3 tries before I get it right. I mean, there was one particular job that I just felt was cursed, where I was like, it made me feel like I didn't know what I was doing, when it was like, we've done hundreds of spot process jobs, and then there was just this one job, and I was like, man, what is going on? But it happened to be when we got the automatic, so there were some inconsistencies in the press that I hadn't sorted out just yet. because we had to get back to work, and seems all good now, but at that point in time, I was like, there's a lot of cuss words coming out of that shop.
He sounded like Yosemite Sam. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, no, I sound cooler than that.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Of course you did, honey.
Whatever. You're...
I just hope everybody caught like how hard that eye roll was.
Whatever.
Anyways, Right Beats, I'm sorry, I hate her artwork. I hate the artwork, so I don't. And as for the Alita, first freaking movie he made me see in 7 years. I hate going to movie theaters, but the first movie, it was Alita. I never watched the animes or anything like that, but yeah, it is anime and it sucks. Okay,
I thought
so
it was good aside from the fact that it left you hanging without, like, I felt like it probably could have gone on another hour. Like I think they could have.
It really could not have.
They needed to do it probably in more parts, but they were probably like, there's not going to be a lot of people that's going to like this. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. I feel like we need to cram all this.
Printing. I'm not going to get into the analyzation of like exactly every single reason. There's about 10.
Anyways,
10
we'll move on
like about that.
Back to screen printing anyhow.
Okay, so anyways, Oscar says that he doesn't have a RIP software. He just got a new Canon print and he doesn't know if it works on Canons. He doesn't think so.
Oh, the software doesn't? I'm sure there's a RIP software out there that will. I'm not very... So for me, personally... the first encounter I ever had with RIP software was at my old job, and so when I first started working there in 2001, they had just an old school setup. The computers were out of date. They did screen printing on latex balloons. And so this is a company that manufactures latex balloons and kites. But one of my job duties was to do the film for their balloon screen printing. They had offset, and then they had what they called Regal, which was really just screen printing. And they had cameras with film in a dark room. Like, this is the kind of situation where you couldn't roll this film out and any light hit it, because it's like photography. And so it was almost like an exposure unit just for the film, where you had to put the lid down, turn the vacuum on, it would suction it, and then it had a camera underneath it that would hit the film. And that was just to do film. It just kind of like we do our screens here. That was just film. So it was almost like they had to do that process twice. And then I had to run it through a machine that took it through developer, neutralizer, and then a water bath. So my first experience with RIP software was they stopped making film for this machine because they were hard set on their ways with this. And so I had to look up how we print film positives and negatives with a printer and software. And the first thing I came across was AccuRip, and then at that time it was the Epson 1400. So I just don't really have a whole lot of experience with other RIP softwares, because I've always have used Epson printers. Don't get me wrong, I've tried Canons and all that, but Epsons just seem to be easier, more user-friendly for myself, and then the support for Epsons just seemed a little bit better. It's kind of like, RIP software. So just look for something. Let them know in the chat if y'all know of any software, because I know there is some out there. I just can't think of any off the top of my head, so I apologize. That's all I got on that. I know that's a long rant, but can you just fathom, like, when I first started at Gala, that's how we did film. They had a freaking roll of it where you would press a button and it'd go, it would come out, and then you had a slider that cut the film, and you had to cut it to size.
Sounds like a plotter.
And oh, I forgot to mention, so the art you want to expose into the film, you had to put down in the bottom of this camera, and it was just a Xerox print, and you would put it down there, and it had to be black and white, and it would have a light that would hit and reflect off the bottom and shine up onto the film.
You're old. That's all I have to say about that.
It was hilarious. Actually, I don't know how. I wonder if there's any screen printers out there that were around when pre-affordable Epson printers and RIP software. Like, let us know in the chat. Let us know in the chat or down in the comments if any of you have experienced something like that. Because now that I think about it, like, man, that was crazy. That was quite the process.
Rybeat says the Orange Star got him in trouble at the airport with his hot sauce.
Yeah. I think he had talked about that, didn't he? Hey, I think he talked about that when he was here. He had mentioned that.
Whatever, take me to Vegas. I don't care.
It's either that or... Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Orange Star. I could be lying.
So Chief Lots says the bigger the shop, the more the client is separated from production, and then the squeaky wheel gets the grease. It's hard when there are more things due in a day than are possible. Am I the squeaky wheel?
No, Shannon. Oh my God, it's a metaphor.
Metaphors. That's the way a metaphor works.
Yeah, I don't know. You're asking the wrong person. Now, I think what they're saying, this is my interpretation, okay? I think what they're saying, and back me up on this, is it's just whatever needs improvement on, that's the squeaky wheel. So, like, say, for instance, I noticed today that there's a little, like our fan, you know, needs some WD.
That's like not applying the metaphor at all.
Whatever. It's not. Yes,
Anyways.
you are the squeaky wheel, Shannon. Jeez.
Awesome. Told you I don't
You're
feel
not
good.
squeaky
Don't
wheel.
tease me.
I don't know what you want me to tell you at this point.
No, you're pretty. I love you. You're doing a great job.
Is that what you want me to tell you? Because
Right
I
now?
tell you that. You're pretty. I love you. You're doing a great job.
There we go. Happy.
I told you earlier. I think I even fist bumped you.
No, you tried to fist bump me, and then you realized your gloved hands were covered in ink.
Oh yeah, that's right. I went for the fist bump at least.
I think you fist bumped Michelle.
I fist bumped the Sparklets guy because I had.
I wanted you to get the. Never mind.
What did you want me to get?
I was gonna ask you to get the air. No, I was gonna ask you to get the Arizona Zero T.
Oh, you know what? Our bill last month was $200 on Sparklets.
And I asked you to look into it, and you said we'll look into it.
Yeah.
Did we look into it?
Yeah. You keep ordering shit.
No.
Dude, if you're buying a couple cases of the sparkling water, and then you want to check out
it should still be like max 80.
and you're wanting to check out the iced tea, and then we're getting 3 jugs of water plus they hit us up with the cups.
They gave us the free water that time.
I'm telling you, and they stop by every 2 weeks.
3.
Sometimes a week.
3.
It's every 2.
It's been 3.
Anyways, I'm gonna
We're
go
out of
back.
cups.
I'll go back and look at that invoice. I've just had my mind on other things. What am I gonna be like? Oh yeah, let me negate
Well,
this
I'm sorry.
invoice.
I don't.
Yeah. Well, why don't you do it?
Because I don't know the password.
It is. It's on there. You're the one that set the account up.
No, I don't remember it.
I had to get the password from you.
Can you tell me what
And
it
then
is?
it's like giving someone a credit card that has no control. It's like, oh, I want this, I want that, and I will have.
Well, that's why I don't go out there anymore.
He came in with another case and set it on the table, and I looked over and we got a case and a half. I'm like, no.
Really?
That's all we need.
Take it back.
There's a case and a half out there, Shannon. No, we don't need any more water or sparkling ice, whatever the hell it is. Like, that's the upsell.
I am terrible.
It's a $20 case
I am so
of.
terrible.
We got it.
And it shouldn't have been $200 because we've been doing that anyways. And we're not supposed to talk about sparklets on here. We're supposed to talk about screen printing. Talk about screen printing.
All right, this concerns it because this is my hydration. So that way I'm not suffering from a heat stroke out there while printing.
We'll have a sparkling ice.
We got the account so we can have cold water, and it's not faucet water, and we didn't have to go to the store and buy anything. We probably should just go to Costco rather than getting it from Sparklets. That's all I'm saying.
Can we keep the machine?
No, I'm talking about like this, aside from the water, the stuff that you've been getting.
He said it costs less. Anyways, it's
heart.
water.
Yeah,
We're talking about water.
Never paid $200 on a water bill in my life.
Yeah, me either. And I'm thinking there's some discrepancies that you needed to address that you said you would, but you didn't. But whatever.
Yeah, I'm busy doing production and trying to figure out your notes out there, and who's doing, and making catalogs and building web pages and doing YouTube videos. Can I get a little help? Can I? I said I need a little. Yep. I don't know why you're looking at me like that. Anyways. So, hey, what is that in your cup there? It looks red.
That would be sparklets.
Is that the carbonated water soda stuff? Anyways, let's get off this topic. Let's go back to the chat. And sorry guys, I know we tend to go off on tangents, but welcome to our life. We just like to heckle each other.
No. Let's rewind that for a second. You like to heckle me.
I think you just heckled me in that statement. Jason N says he wants a Zima. Okay, so let's go back and where were you at in the chat? LeCoy. How do you say that, Shannon?
McCoy.
Yeah. LeCoy.
Well, Jeffrey thinks they're funny at least.
Yeah, I think the people that at least that don't find us funny or don't really care for our personalities, they're the ones that just never come back. The ones that are cool with us are our regulars like Rybeats, Jason Inns, JP, Eric, Matthew, Eddie. Excuse me. A lot of you guys here. A lot of you guys.
For Eddie,
most of you.
Ghost in the Shell. I tried. I think I'm actually gonna retry it because I was in a phase when I just wanted everything to like have like a sub-romantic plot line.
Sub-romantic plot line?
I did. I wanted like every adventure movie, like even in the animes, to have like, you know, someone like getting kissed at the end. But I'm gonna retry Ghost in the Shell. I heard the live action was pretty awful, but I'm gonna retry the actual anime because I heard that there were some really cool voices for one that was probably about 6-7 years ago. Like not Matthew Broderick, but the guy from 13 Ghosts, something like that. I don't know.
I know
I'm gonna
what you're talking
retry it.
about.
I'm gonna retry that one. So I can't tell you if I'm a fan of that or not. Let's see what else we got.
Hey, while you're reading that, I just want to give everybody a quick update. So those of you that follow us on Instagram, I posted a picture today of the boxes that we bought, and so one of the things that we're trying to do is kind of up like our game as far as presentation, and when someone orders with us, repacking things, because we've been getting some really crap. Not that they've ever been stellar. I mean, sometimes they're decent.
Well, they could probably connect with you on that. I mean, like, they're probably getting the same shit ass packaging that we're getting.
So you can go over to Instagram, take a look at the picture. Hail Printing, the one with the well, Hal or Hell, however you say it. I think it's Hail Printing. He asked which boxes I went with, and I happened to buy the ones that were on sale that happened to be close to your standard 3672 boxes. And then also we got like 500 bags with handles that I plan on screen printing, and that's for those that come in that have a smaller order, like maybe something we might heat press or screen print like a minimum of 12 or something like that. So we went to Uline, bought some boxes. Before shipping, they were about $1.60, $1.80 between the two different sizes, and then shipping was, damn, how much? I think shipping was a little pricey, but let me
I was actually thinking.
Yeah, so I mean, it practically was $225, and I only ordered 25 boxes. I wanted to test the waters. What were you gonna say, Shannon?
I was actually gonna think you were gonna buy the white. That's actually what I was expecting when they showed
the white ones.
Yeah, and they would kind of look like the Gildan, except that they were gonna have our logo on it instead of the Gildan logo.
Well, maybe we can.
And I thought that would have been really nice.
Maybe we can try that. The thing is, I'm trying to keep the cost down so that way we're not passing it on to our clients much. And I mean, there's a lot of people that use brown boxes, and we can print our logo on it. So that was the next thing, is we're going to print our logo on some of them, and then for our contract clients, we're going to pack them up in the brown boxes. However, with the contract clients, if they want it repackaged in a nice box, let's say we're drop shipping it to someone and they want it in a nice box, then it's $2.50 a box, basically. So, and then with our regular clients, those will get a screen printed logo on them, and then out of a 36 order or 72 shirts, or however you want to divide it up, let's say we get 144 shirts and they fit in 2 of these boxes. What's an additional $5 added to our overhead or someone's order? What does that even come to? Let's say a box is $2.50 divided by 72. I mean, that's an additional 3 cents a shirt. That's like minute. That's like the cost of ink. So getting the boxes is getting away from those messed up, ugly ass boxes and having something more presentable looking. Like one of our longtime clients, we got some jacked up boxes. Those boxes were jacked up.
Which one?
So this is the first time we sent them nice boxes, and the next thing, next time they get an order, it'll have a logo on it in nice boxes. And then I'm wanting to do thank you cards, and it could be something as simple as getting some business card size thank you cards that you can get 1,000 business cards for stupid price, like $35.
I kind of think that the idea would be kind of fun. Like, one of the things that I did for my mom for Christmas was I bought her a Art of the Month subscription because, well, she's never had any training in art, but she loves it so much, and she always wants to try like paints and stuff. So I got her an art subscription. You know, they deliver like a random couple pieces of art for like, you know, once a month, but they included like, you know, like little cards and a piece of candy. And it was just like this really cute personalization thing, and she loved it. She said that every time that she had a bad day, that was the day that she got it.
Well, I
and
think
it really
that's
like
awesome.
made her day awesome again.
Yeah, so I
And
think
I did it
it's...
for myself. It was the best Christmas. Remember, for Christmas, guys, if your parents are anything interested in anything, just look. No, I'm serious. Look for a subscription of something that they're interested in for, like, you know, Beer of the Month Club or Art of the Month Club or
Beer Gel of the Month Club.
No, there is that. Their hair gel or Hair of the Month Club, like,
Yeah,
men,
I forget what it's
like,
called, but it's
and
like...
I made her Christmas doing that.
Yeah. So we need to...
Anyways, personalization.
I know we had talked about it before, but perhaps... so it's just a matter of just having like little things in there that, you know, like maybe washing instructions or a thank you card, washing instructions, maybe some sort of coupon code or something like that. So if they place another order or if they reorder the same job or purchase something else, maybe they get a little bit of a discount or something.
I just thought it was something fun. We could get like one of those like, you know, like rustic cardboard thingies, like almost like corrugated board. They have like special shaped scissors that we could use for it. So,
Wait, so we have to cut it?
maybe like 3 boxes, like for a big order.
What now? $30? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about just using like fun scissors to cut out a washing instruction sheet.
All right, that sounds like a lot of work. That sounds like a cool idea for like if you're doing a wedding or something like that, and it's like a one-time deal. But I'm thinking of things that could be like a sustainable way of, you know, we create something, we put some time into it, and then we order it, and then it's something we
hire a paper cutter.
No, I'm not hiring no damn paper cutter. You can hire a paper cutter.
Gotta hire a damn assistant. That's what I'm gonna do.
Anyways, so no, just ideas that are easily do reorders like on a monthly basis, and just kind of include that. Cutting something out with scissors, that sounds like very scrapbooky, like a scrapbooky kind of thing to deal.
It's personal.
Yeah, but a dude didn't want a scrapbooky thing. Like, we got to think about both sides, you know? It's kind of 50-50. Yeah, maybe it leans more towards women, but actually this past month it hadn't been so much so. But anyways, I'm talking about our clients. What are you in a daze about?
I'm not. I'm trying to read.
Okay. All right. Well, I think a couple more comments, and then we'll call it a night. Cause I'm ready to eat some food.
I haven't eaten in 2 days.
Well, good. You get some Mexican food.
More Mexican.
We hadn't had Mexican since last Monday.
Oh, guys, guess what? My plant is surviving. This one is actually pulling through.
So I think that's how we're gonna end it, is on her plant surviving.
It's been like 3 weeks.
It has, and I think that is awesome.
The last one died. Matt was very upset. Mac, not Matt. Mac was very upset, and he was like, "Where's my Venus flytrap?" I took him to the plant doctor. The next time they came back, oh my god, how do you make him so better? Honestly, honey, I don't really know much about plants.
Is that how he said it so better?
Yeah. It actually was. So stop making fun of me. I know actually how to pronounce it.
I'm not making fun of you. I was just
but-
curious. Is that how he
like,
said
he was
it?
like, how did he make it so better?
Because that's how just kids talk.
He's 5.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
he'll be
about to be
6.
6.
Anyhow, we're gonna get out of here, guys. We really appreciate y'all
Sorry I couldn't
hanging out
answer
with
everything.
us. Hopefully, us just kind of soundboarding off of each
Oh my
other
God, that's
live.
like the 8th time I've gotten Morticia on here.
Hopefully, us just kind of going back and forth, kind of discussing our ideas and what we got going on gives y'all some ideas as well. Let us know down in the comments if perhaps there's something y'all have thought about that you do care to share.
Or
I know,
if we missed.
I know sometimes people keep things close to the vest type of thing, but we're an open book over here, and so we're just trying to share what we're going through, how we're growing things, and some of the steps we're going through. So stay tuned. Put on your bell notifications. More videos to come. We'll keep you guys updated and keep you informed and bring you along for the ride. Until next time, guys, we'll see you later. Shannon, you got any words?
Hi guys. Sorry that I couldn't finish answering everybody's questions because you guys had a lot of really fun things I would have loved to comment on, but apparently Matt needs a margarita. So
It's not that I need a margarita. It's food time. It's food time. It's 8 close to 8:15.
And I could use a taco even if cows cry. I try not to think about that part.
Oh my lord. Anyhow, no, I mean, you guys know that have talked to us and hung out with us that we can chat it up all day long, obviously, which is why we do this. But we also need to eat. So,
I haven't eaten in 2 days.
y'all come meet us at Los Cucos Mexican restaurant off of Beltway 8 and 59 North.
I swear to God, if you text us, we will wait for you.
Otherwise, we're out of here, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye, guys. Hearts.
All right, we'll see you guys.